welcome to my channel. My name is Andrea and I love the Pilates Method of Exercise. If you're new, welcome. My channel is all about digging deep into the classical Pilates exercises and getting the most out of them, whether you're a teacher or an enthusiast. And if you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back. Today I have a request. It's a tutorial on the short spinal massage. This is a request from a YouTube subscriber whose name I'm going to mispronounce really, really badly. So, Nihan, I hope I'm not saying that terribly, and your last name I'm very, very afraid to say. Hopefully, Nihan, your last name starts with an S. Hopefully you'll know that this is for you. It's been a little while, but I have not forgotten. So today we're going to look at a few progressions on the short spinal massage exercise on the reformer. And I am working on the Balanced Body Contrology reformer, and I'm just going to set it up for short spinal massage so we can take a look at the exercise we're talking about. The foot bar will be down. I'll be on 2 springs, and I actually have chosen the 2 outside springs. This reformer has all the same tension and 4 springs only. And the headpiece will be down. And on my reformer, the short strap is made by putting the leather strap through the handle, but the straps themselves are fixed. And let's do the exercise, and then I'll talk a little bit more about the straps, in case your reformer is different than mine and you have a little bit more of adjusting or setting up to do. Okay, and actually, I'm going to put my hair away. Because even a little Pilates gets pretty busy and sweaty. Okay. So I have the short straps. I'm going to lift my feet to put them into the straps. And then I'm going to bring them down into my frog-like position. I'm just going to move so I'm in the center of the carriage. Okay, so the exercise we're talking about is where you go out, you stand in the strap, you bend your knees, and then use your stomach to roll down with control. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit more about the straps. So I'm going to take these off. I'm going to hang them back up for myself. And then we'll talk about progressions of the exercise. So if you have a more contemporary designed reformer, you may have a strap that can be adjusted to be longer or shorter. And so the strap length is really important because the length of the strap determines how much the reformer is supporting you in this exercise. And it's going to make it harder if the strap is too long, and it's going to make it more manageable if the strap is the proper length. So I'm going to move the carriage in. So for the length of the short strap, you kind of want the strap to only extend about 1 inch or like the first joint of your thumb beyond the shoulder rest. That's really, and this is the part that my foot is going to go into, so that's really as long as you want it to be. Okay. So now, how do you know if you're ready to do this exercise? Well, this exercise demands that you are able to be taken into this position where your hips are over your head. And you should know before you start the exercise that you can be in that position. And you'll know this by your Pilates mat work, if you can do rolling like a ball and you can lift your hips over your head. Maybe elsewhere in the studio, on the Cadillac, you're doing the tower exercise, which is a very similar position. But exercises where you're able, on your own power, to lift your hips over your head. And that's a little bit of how we, back in the day, how you knew you were ready to do this exercise. Because already, to start the exercise, you have to put your feet in the straps. And you should be able to put your feet in the straps without moving the carriage. So let's do that part, and then we'll look at sort of like a first iteration of short spinal massage. Okay, so I'm going to take my straps again, And without moving the carriage, I'm gonna lift up my body and put my feet in the straps. And you know, if people are stiff, it might not look pretty, but they can still do it, and it's good for them because it's a challenge. Like there's a little bit of exercise before the exercise, let's say. Okay, so meanwhile, you know you're ready to do it, you've gotten your feet in the straps properly. Let's start the exercise. You want to start the exercise where your hips, all of your back is on the mat. You don't want to start the exercise if you're up like this. And so wherever your feet have to be, your legs have to be to get your back on the mat is where you want to be. And on my reformer is the original length, so the strap is going to be kind of right against the shoulder rest. And if you have an 80-inch reformer as well, and you're tall, wherever you put out your legs, this strap should not strain over the shoulder rest. So I should be right about here. And if you're used to pushing out lower, the strap's going to get caught and make some noise, you know, and do funny things. And that's just the reformer telling you that you're not in the right place. So that is your lineup. Okay, so that's all in place. So now, stand in your strap already. So it gives you the tension of the spring, and the strap gives you something to lift and pull your center in and away from. So it's working, because it's got to get you up in the air. So pull your stomach away from your feet, and at first, you can let your feet come over your hips, and then you can lift and push into the strap to take your hips over your head. When the carriage closes, if it closes, you're going to bend your knees and use your stomach so that you pull everything down together to come to the mat. Let's do that again. So lift yourself away from where you're standing, and that's why you want the strap short, because it's oppressive and it helps you use your stomach. Let your feet go over your hips if you need to. Pull your center in and stand in your strap. Your stomach pulling in is what's going to move the carriage. Bend your knees. The shoulder rests are there because that's your guide. Pull your stomach in, and for right now, take your feet with you as you pull your stomach in to come to the carriage. Okay, let's say you get good at that. So now we're going to do the next iteration. So now you're going to send your legs out. Now you're going to keep your feet right where they are, press with your arms, and lift your whole body over in one unit. Pull your stomach in to close the spring. Keep the lift of your back as you bend your knees. And then again, pull your stomach in, bring everything with you to come to the mat with control. So if that's going well, now we're going to add a little bit more juicy and elaborate ending to this exercise. So the beginning will be the same. You'll press out. You'll pull your stomach in and stand in your straps. As you stand, you're pulling your stomach in, which moves the carriage. You'll bend your knees. And now keep standing in your feet, but pull your stomach away from them so they're going to stay still for a little bit. At a certain point, that might be prohibitive, and then you're going to pull your stomach in like you did before so that that's what brings your feet down. So that the primary objective is that your back rolls onto the mat, and your legs coming down in position happens because your back rolls down, not as the mover, let's say. I'm going to do one more. Stand and pull in. Stand in the strap and pull your stomach in. The strap stays tight back there. Stand in the strap and pull your stomach away from where you're standing. And now use your stomach to roll your back into the mat, and that will bring your feet down. And then to get out, grab your handles, grab your straps, let the carriage close with control. Usually the next exercise you will need the handle again in the order, so you can pull it out and put it on the peg for later. That's a nice one to do over and over again. So thank you so much for this request. This is an exercise that is a lot of people's favorites. And I know that sometimes it does go in the beginning of the reformer workout as like the third exercise. So be careful because it's a big stretch to have in the front of your workout. Sometimes it gets placed sort of midway after the short box, which is where I like to place it. And if you have questions about the order of the exercises or any of the iterations of the exercise I talked today about, do leave me a comment below. Thank you for this request. And thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to see more videos like this, do become a subscriber. Click the bell icon so you'll be notified every time that I publish a new video. I could not do this without you, and thank you so much for all of your insightful and complimentary comments that you leave me. Thank you. I really need the love at this time of the year. If you're watching this in the future, this is the middle of 2020, and we're all a little bit, out of sorts, let's say, and Pilates is keeping us really positive and focused and communicating with each other any way we can. Thanks again. Love you guys. Bye!